Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making vanilla syrup for my coffee. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you may know that I recently got a Keurig coffee machine. I am back in school for the next like 3 semesters. I found that coffee was like the only thing that was getting me through because I have to get up very early for class and I have 13-hour day on Wednesday, and just trying to get up and out the door and an hour and a half away to the campus and then spend 13 hours a day there, I was like going crazy. So I really needed a caffeine kick to help me get through. I had gotten the Keurig with the Starbucks vanilla syrups. I just love iced coffee. Like, I don't put a ton of stuff in it, just coffee on ice with a splash of milk and a pump or 2 of vanilla. That's my coffee drink. So I originally had the Starbucks syrups with the pump that you can buy. They're like the mini ones that you buy at like Walmart or Target or wherever they sell coffee stuff. And so I was using those and a couple pumps in my coffee and it was like perfect. I ran out and I don't really want to buy more, so I figured out a recipe to make my own vanilla syrup to put in my iced coffee, and we are going to do that today on camera so you guys can learn how to do it with me. I've got all the things set out over here. Let me grab this. So these are all of the ingredients that we are going to use to make the vanilla syrup. We are going to use regular white sugar. Ignore the names on the front, they're not accurate. That's just normal granulated sugar. We have brown sugar, we have vanilla syrup, and we're going to also add a dash of salt. So we are going to make a sort of simple syrup solution with a twist. We're going to add a little bit of brown sugar. So it's going to be the white sugar, the brown sugar, and the water, and we're going to boil that for about 10 minutes. Okay guys, so the recipe calls for 1 1/4 cups of water. So I have that here, 1 1/4 cups of water pouring in. And also 1 cup of white sugar. So this is the white sugar here. I'm just gonna like scoop it out. Okay, maybe this will be easier. Alright, so we have about 1 cup of sugar there. We're going to add that to the water. And then we need a 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar. Alright, so we have about a 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, and we are going to add that to the water and white sugar. And we are going to bring that to a boil. Just gonna stir that up and let it come to a boil. A tip that I was given in making this kind of syrup is not to boil it too long because it will turn into candy. This is basically how candy's made. So if you overboil, you won't have syrup anymore. Do you guys like my eyes today? I am trying a new eyeshadow palette. Added a little bit of purple. I don't think it's necessary to just sit here and stir forever. I just wanted to make sure that the sugar was blended in with the water for the most part there. Alright, so it is boiling. That is the brown sugar, the white sugar, and the water. Boiling for 8 to 10 minutes. Got about 3 minutes left right now. Something I do want to point out is to get it to boil, it doesn't necessarily have to be on high heat. And I don't know how much of a difference that will really make in the final product just yet, but I'm going to say to keep it from doing that like caramelizing, hardening factor, to try and avoid that. I have turned my temperature down. I am around a 2 right now, and I'm just letting it do like a soft boil simmer type thing for the last couple of minutes, probably the last 3 minutes or so. It's got about 2 minutes left, and then we're gonna pull it off and let it cool. I have pulled the simple syrup solution off of the stove. Oh, you can't see it. Let me get the camera down so you can see how it looks. This is after about 8 minutes of boiling. I boiled it, I started on around 8 on the stove dial, and then I finished up around a 2. Did about 3 to 4 minutes on the high temperature, and then once it got a good boil going, I reduced it down to 2, and I let it finish the last 2 or 3 minutes at that temperature. So you can see it's very liquidy. We have the syrup with the sugar and brown sugar solution here. There's a name for it, I don't know what that is, but it's the sugar and brown sugar syrup. I guess it wouldn't be a simple syrup, maybe, I don't know. So we have 1 tablespoon. We're gonna do 2 tablespoons of vanilla. And we are just going to stir the vanilla into the syrup solution. And then we are also going to take just a dash of salt, just a quick dash, and add that to the syrup as well. Stir it in, make sure it's all good and dissolved. I can see just a little bit of salt down there at the bottom. It's still dissolving. Ooh, did my lens just fog over? Alright, I can see just a little bit of salt down there at the bottom, still dissolving, but it should be pretty close to done. Alright guys, it looks like everything is dissolved in there. Let's go ahead and see how much this makes. For those of you that are curious, this made about, so that's about 1 3/4 cup of syrup. It smells really vanilla-y, is that a word? It smells good. I am excited about this. So it is still a little warm. I'm going to let it cool a few more minutes, and then we're going to make a cup of coffee. All right guys, let's make a cup of coffee and try this stuff out, shall we? Here's my syrup. I saved the pump from my old syrup bottle, so we are going to pour it in there and use that. And I'm going to use my Dunkin' Donuts breakfast blend coffee. Alright, while that's going, we'll unscrew the lid off of that. I will pour this in. This is hard to do. Ooh, almost perfect for the bottle, like the bottle's at the top. We lost a little bit down the side, but that's okay. So the coffee has finished brewing. Let's test it out. Alright, so we are just going to pump the syrup up into it and do a couple of pumps. I'm just going to add a couple of ice cubes, a splash of milk, let's stir it up, and we will test it out. It's really good, very sweet. It's actually very good. So that's it. That's how I made my homemade vanilla syrup. Thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you guys later. Bye. It's just like the right amount of just perfect.